Welcome back to Wildly Living with Kyndra. I am so elated that you decided to join me. So, listen, what do you guys think about struggle love? Is that something that you've done in the past, or are you presently in a struggle love? So, I want to hear what your take is on it. So, let me tell you, I particularly am against struggle love. So, for those of you who don't know, and again, those of you who are dating and you might encounter this is where someone, a partner in the relationship, endures most of the hardship due to the lack of, financial support, emotional support from their partner. So why would I not condone struggle love? So I bet you people are out
They're like, oh my God, if you guys are both starting off, it's okay. You can build together. It's going to be great in the end.
Yeah, that typically doesn't work out. I'm not saying that it cannot, but statistically speaking, it is not going to work out in your favor because it's like people evolve and they associate you with that said struggle. So they want to leave that in the past. So the majority, if you come up with someone that you've, struggled with, where it's like, oh my God, I didn't have a lot of this, we were in the trenches together. It was a very toxic situation because it's a strain for whatever reason, right? So typically, that individual will kind of want to remove that association when they get to the level they want to be. Is it right? No. Does everyone do it? No. Again, you have a sprinkle who stick with their partner when they achieve greatness, said greatness. But I was talking to one of my friends and he was like, "Oh, I saw something. I don't know if it was TikTok, YouTube. I'm not sure. So it was a social media platform." And he's like, "Kyndra, this woman said that if your partner, your significant other, isn't paying all your bills, you need to leave them and you need to find someone who's paying all your bills." So hypothetically, he's only paying like the ancillary things, utilities, maintenance like hair, nails, whatever have you. Anything else, like if he can't pay your rent, if he can't pay your car note, if he can't pay all these things every month, then you shouldn't be with him. That's a bit extreme for me because everybody has their own responsibilities. Yes, would I like someone to do all these things? Of course, absolutely. But if my partner is not paying his mortgage as well as my mortgage, my car note, his car, like that's a lot. I think that's where it comes to being overboard and you need to manage your expectations. But if your partner is contributing to whatever household expenses that you guys agreed upon, that's fine. But you should still be able to sustain yourself because if this relationship doesn't work, if you can't afford your rent, sis, if you can't afford your car note, if you can't afford your bills, then you are living in excess. You are living above your standards, right? So, where am I going with this? Struggle love. I don't care how old you are. No, press pause. So, let's take it back. I feel as though when you're in your teenage, college years, that's fine. Everybody is struggling that first year or two when they are, you got your internships, you got your little job at the little store, you making some change. That's okay. I get that. But it's when you're 40 and 50 and you're talking about, hey, babe, let's build together. Build what? Like, you closer to the end of life. And I don't want to put that on anybody. But realistically speaking, in your 50, like we're, at that stage, we're all transitioning into thinking about, hey, retirement. What am I going to do to kind of stay relaxed and grounded? That's not specifically a time where I'm going to be like, you know what? by the time I'm 50, we can really do something like build this business, and 20 years later, we're going to be set. No, I'm not doing that. So if you're in the 40 plus range and you're trying to get someone that's younger to say, let's build together, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like you should already have some baseline established. So that way you're not expecting someone to stay there while you're building this and foot the bill. So this is across all genders, because nobody wants to deal with that, bruh, sis. You just need to have your own. You need to be established at some level. Like, you need to have a stable job. Make sure you can afford to feed yourself, right? Bare minimum. Can you afford to eat? If you cannot, don't be out here dating. Do not get in a relationship if you're struggling to feed yourself. Now, that's not okay. So anybody who's listening, if you find yourself in a situation, relationship, whatever you want to call it, where someone cannot afford to eat, and the only way they can eat is through you, you need to reevaluate if this relationship is where you want to be in the next 5-10 years. Right. And then also, do they have any aspirations? And if they're 45 and plus, are they, saying, oh, I want to be a rapper? I haven't, I'm just throwing this out there. I haven't met anybody who said that, but in my age group, it's like, all right, you're your early 30s, mid 30s, and it's like, what are you talking about? Well, I just need to get a stable job. What were you doing in your 20s? Like, what happened? I know there's been economic setbacks, but at the end of the day, what were you doing? What happened, sir? I do not understand. And then when you cross the pond into the 40-year-olds, and it's like, okay, you're saying the same thing that people who are 10 years younger than you are saying. Maybe you need to get into a different dating pool, right? So what am I saying? Hey, struggle of great in college years, not so much when you're, trickling up there in your late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, and definitely don't do it, sis, if it's 40 and over. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. So, am I saying that he has to be able to pay all your bills? No. You guys aren't married yet. If that's something that you guys want to determine, that's fine. But keep in mind, some people are like 50-50, like 70-30, whatever floats your boat. But do not try to sustain somebody who cannot feed themselves. That's bare minimum. So if you have not gained anything, bare minimum, make sure that whomever you're dealing with, they can eat without your coins. So I hope you gleaned something from this message. If you have, please like, comment, and if you're not already, subscribe. Go ahead and do that. Thank you. Until later. Bye.